بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Hello brothers, sisters, how are you? In today's lesson I would like to show you how we can make a duct system in Advanced Steel. Before I had a video about ducts, how we can make ducts in Advanced Steel. But in today's lesson I'm going to continue to that video and show you some new techniques and how we can make a duct system. We know that we have some kind of ducts. We have pipes, circular ducts. We have rectangular. We have square ducts, and like this, and we have transmission between the triangular to round ducts. So how we can make all of these ducts? The first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide the ducts into some parts. So for this one, I will go to the welded beam. Yeah, it's welded beam as you hear. I have this type of beams as here, this one, but I'm going to use the first one. Okay, so I'll say this one, let's specify the length which is, let's say 2000, maybe 2 meters. This is the depth with the 2 meters, you see that now. And if we go to the shaded, you see it's like this. So I'm going to modify these parameters, and this beam is not duct, you can ask me. Okay, I will give you right for this one, but I'll let these two pieces. I want to be only one piece. Okay, and the start height, the height here is which specifies the height of the duct. Let's say maybe 75, and the end as well 75 centimeters. The thickness here, the thickness of the web, which is represents now in this lesson, represents the thickness of the duct, which I have maybe 2 or 3 millimeters. Let's say 2 millimeters, just like this. And you see it. I can if I have some parts, I can specify this length. Okay. For the alignment, I can make it from the center, the alignment, and after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make these create hollow box. I want to be a hollow box, so now I have box here, and after that, I will go to the flange. The start, we say that 75. If we say again 75 or whatever you want, I have parallel flanges as well for the bottom parallel flanges, again 75. Here now it's kind of now represent a little bit a duct, but what I'm going to do, I have to increase this distance between these two, and I will go from this one, I will go into 75, but now it will, because it's the distance between center, so I have to decrease the thickness, but let me just make it for now. You see now, yeah, it's just 1 millimeter from here, 1 millimeter from there. So I will change this one 48, which is the thickness of the web, which is this for this one. And after that, when I go to flange, the flange thickness is, let's say 2 millimeters, as just like the web, because we have this duct is 2 millimeters. Now we have a kind of duct system here, and after that, what we can name it as a duct, for example. Okay, we can name it duct 1, duct 2, duct 3, whatever we want. As well, we can if we want, we can save this one. So we can bring the parameters later. Let's say duct 01, for example. Just click OK. We have all of these. You see, we have from here, we said that this is the hollow box, and there are many parameters we can work with. You see, we have an extension, but it's not working for ducts. Here, you see, here we can we can specify many things if we want. The weld type. There are many things. I think we discussed about this one from the previous lessons. You can check that one, and I can just change the display type to the separated, so it's to be separated, and each one will take a name. Okay. After that, here we have we said that it's 2 meter. Let's say we have another one, for example, maybe 1,500, and again I will not change all the parameters. I'll just go to here and duct 01. It takes the parameters of this one, and for the display type I will go to separated. Yeah, just like this. I think here we have some it should be moved a little bit. I have no problem with that. I can just select this one and I can move this one. So by using M on keyboard, I just click here, and after that go to the UCS, and I will say, or you see it's only on Y axis, so I will click here, and after that I will click this point, and now everything is okay. So what else? For example, again, I will make another one for let's go this time. Let's go 1 or 2,000, maybe 1,050. I think is okay, which is 1,500, of course. And after that, I will go to the duct 01 and go to display type, change it to separated, just like this. And now what I'm going to do, so now what I'm doing, I'm just go to move this one by the halfway of this, and or maybe I put this corner to that corner, and we will see later how we can solve this part. Okay. Anyhow. So what I can do, I can make this one, but I will try another one. Let me just first move this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, let me move it to this, from this point to that point. Yeah. If you go back to the shaded, maybe, yeah. It's like this. Okay. And now if I change the, or maybe I move it a little bit for something like I don't know, let's say 500, like this, and 500 to the top, or in the Z direction. I can from here I have move to the Z direction by 500 and preview, just like this. Okay, so now I have this duct system, but it's not in this same line, so I will move it again, no problem. I can move it from here, from this point up to this point. But what I want only in the X axis, so I will disable these two. I'll say preview. Now is okay. So when we have a duct system like this, or maybe what I can do, let me copy another one to this point. So I can say CO for a copy, and I will go from this point to that point, maybe Yeah, just like this. And after that I will move it again by 500. Or let me first let me try to make this connection. If we could succeed for this connection, I want to be like this. After that I will show you another type of connection for the here. After that, what I can go to drawing style that needed now for now. So I will go with the rail. I think is here or somewhere. Where is the connection for the rail? Yeah, this one. Let me try to use this kind of connection if we could. Otherwise, I have to use meter connection for this one. I think it can. It's kind of difficult to start this one. If I want, what I can do. If I want to use, look, this one I can use with the standard section. So how with the standard section I will show you. If I have two tubes just like this, and from this point to up to the Z direction by 1000, for example, right click, and I will go with the very big duct. It's just kind of I want to make the duct. Okay, I'm not care about the thickness of it because I have to change it later. Here it is the rectangular, but no, I want to be a square. So for the square I will go to the last thing, maybe this one. Yeah. So I think now I can use this one. Yeah, you see here with the standard one. So instead of this one, I can say radius. The radius is 150. Of course, I don't have this one. Let's say at least 400 or 500. Now I can get this kind of cool duct system. You see, a very cool duct system. I could get this one. Maybe if I change the radius to advanced joint properties, if I change the radius to maybe 200, it gives me, or 210, let's say. You see, now it gives me, but it's kind of difficult for fabricating this part, so I will say at least, let's say 400. Okay, now I think it's very good. So we have this kind of duct. We can use this kind of we can use this kind of duct system if we want. Of course, instead of making a duct in this part, or in this with this part, let's say with the built-up section, we can just add a section of the duct that we have to the table, and after that using this kind of duct. Or maybe you can make your own custom section. Okay, so now what I have to do, I have to just make a meter for this kind of, let's go to the connection. Yeah, just like this, maybe from this point to that point. You see, now I have a duct like this. I have meter, I have cut web, I have flange cut. So of course we can say gap for, let's say 400 or minus 400, whatever we have. Okay, just I think the meter is quite enough for this one. The type of it, the meter, but the gap, there's no gap here. I have a zero gap. Of course, I have to weld this connection, and just like this. Okay. Now I have this kind of duct, but of course I don't have to leave it like this. I have to cut from here for somewhere. I have to cut this duct system here, because you know that this part is go to the side by with one piece, right? And this connection we did, or maybe we can just copy this connection between the other two. For example, this one and that one, yeah. This one and that one, yeah. Now is very good. So we could get the part C, or let's say we could get the part C. As you see here, if we go inside, we can see that it's the inside is empty, totally empty. Okay, so now what I can do, or let me try to make this connection. For this, I will go to the wireframe, so I can see these system lines here, and after that I will go to the connections here, connection valve, and I will go with the with this kind of tape connection, maybe this one. Okay, I will use this from the first one and to the second one. It's a specified error. There's an error here. How we can solve it? Of course we can solve it here for the tube. The square, or again look again, because here the profile square or rectangular or circular tubes, while we have this one, we can use this kind of connection. Again, if let me just make a subplot for this one. Yeah, while if I use for this, it will accept. Again, as I said, you can make your own custom component, and it will work with for this one. Custom section, sorry. Okay, I will go with these advanced we'll go to advanced properties. You see now it's the inside is not hold, or just not acceptable at all. All right, I will go with the rectangle because it's a rectangle, so I will go with the rectangle. The dimensions here, I have the total, I can say projections. So projections, for example, 8 or 10 centimeter at each side. I want to be bigger than the duct itself. Force inner hole, I can just click here and force inner hole, and I have to make it this one, make a hole here inside, so I can get the duct, the exact duct system is here. Now is very good, I think. The plate thickness is 10 millimeters. You can change it to whatever you want. For example, 8 millimeters, 6 millimeters, whatever you want, or whatever you have in design. The bolts, I will change it to maybe 12 millimeters. Here we have, let's say we have 10, and the distance between the bolt distances are, let's say, 80. Right, the distance is 200. I don't want to be 200, which this the first distance. The distance is 200, maybe let's say 50, just like this. 50 here from the tube is 50 because we have 10 centimeters, so it will be 50 to be in the middle, exactly in the middle. Side bolts again 50. Again, maybe the distance between them 80, and the number of maybe 5 or maybe 6. Okay, I will change this one to something, for example, 6 pieces here we have number 4. The horizontal layout is, as you see, as you hear, I can change it to the edge distances. Let's say for the upper one, the edge distances, let's say 50. Again, this one is 50, right? The 50, the distance, edge distance here I said, so the bolt distance is now 100. For the other side, what I'm going to do, I have to use 50 times plus this one, maybe. Again, let's go to the edge distances. The edge distance will be 150 and 150 as well. So now the distance between them became 60. If I always say that 4, now all of the bolts are with the same distance. We have to make this one the same distance. Why? Because you know that because it's not the same distance, it will affect on the fabrication process, and maybe the fabrication process, and maybe later on it's not easy for fabrication and erection process as well. Okay, so now we have this kind of duct. We could make this one. So how about if we make with this one, with this kind of type, which we made from the built-up section, how we can make it? Again, it's easy. We can go to the beam ends as we used before. This one, the splice plate here. You have a splice plate, and I can select the first one, enter the second one, enter. Now I have this kind of connection just by clicking here, double clicking, and go to the general. The clearance we have, if we want to put a clearance, we don't need any kind of clearance. And again, we said that it's up to you, 8 millimeters, for example. The plate width is the total. I want to be projection. The projection will be 100 at each side. Just like this. The plate number 2 is the same thing. Bolt groups, we have 2 type of groups. It's 120. We have this one is 75, I think. 75 centimeters, which is 85 centimeters should be the distance between them. Yeah, of course. Again, 85 centimeters between them, and of course it should be the center. And here this one is the intermediate distance for these two, but of course I don't have this the gauge distance. Maybe I could put 6 bolts, right? And maybe this one 100, just like this. And the gauge distance I have to decrease for now. For example, let's say 100 again, because here we have this kind of 100, but it's not to be 6. I think it should be 5 or maybe 4, and with increasing the distance a little bit. For example, 110 or maybe 120. Of course, this should be 120 as well, because so as to be the same thing as we discussed before. For this one, again, we have 4 and 120, let's say. You see here now the inside bolts are again exist here. You see, inside bolts. So how we can solve this problem? I can say only this is only 2 and 8,500 like this. I can put a row of bolts here, with the bolt command here. This one bolt should be or 12 millimeters. I think is quite enough. Okay, so what else? Here you see we have a galvanized hole. If you want to put a galvanized hole, here we have we have web cuts. If we want to cut webs, we have many things we can work with here for the corner too. And the most important thing, so the most important point here we have, as we said, now this one became closed, and it should not be closed, right? It should not be closed. How we can open it? So what we have to do, we have to change the UCS first. Here we have this UCS. I will make like this. Yeah, as here we have this stop, and I will select these two plates, and I will go with the plate here to make a rectangular, or maybe I can use this one for plate by plate. So this is the first one, and I will select from this point to this point. Okay, this is the first one. Here we have the contours. Here we have the finishing. Here is, here we have the first one. I think it's finished. Let's try to the second one again. I will use this one. So from this point, I don't care if it's not worked for now. I have to use from this point, but it's easier for me to select from here. As here now, everything is opened, and we can use, or we can see. Let me change the color of this one so I can see it here. Yeah, it should be this side, not I have to change the color of this side. If we go back to the other side, now I can see it from here. You see, even this one I can see. So now here we have this hole inside of this duct system. Again, as I said, there are two ways you can use either this one or this one. It doesn't make any different for you. So this for this duct system, and how we can make the connection for this one, and by making the built-up section is a new way. And hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much.